Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
Want to earn your CDL? Visit CDLTrainingGuide.com for a comprehensive listing of truck driver schools and CDL training facilities in the lower 48 states. CDLTrainingGuide.com makes your search for CDL training easy by helping you find the school that's right for you. Getting your CDL can literally take your career to new places. Visit CDLTrainingGuide.com today. That's CDLTrainingGuide.com to get started.
Sponsored by the Trucker Media Group.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. Today's the first day parents can take their babies and toddlers to the pediatrician's office to get COVID shots. This dad is going for it.
We could alternate ibuprofen and Tylenol, but outside of that, there's really not much else you can give under a 2-year-old. And it was just kind of a little heartbreaking that you can't really do much more for him.
What he says to others who are skeptical.
People worry about the effects of the vaccine, but we don't know the effects of the virus 20 years from now.
The CDC cleared the way for shots for the under 5 set over the weekend. Americans can tune in later today when Congress' January 6th committee holds its 4th public hearing. This one will feature testimony from state and local elections officials. Correspondent Natalie Rockham.
The hearing will examine an alleged scheme to get electors in key battleground states to meet and transmit false slates to be used to stop the transfer of power.
You can catch the hearing live on CBS News beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern. Last night in Texas.
The investigative committee on the Robb Elementary shooting will now come to order.
Lawmakers in the State House of Representatives held an emotional meeting with the local school board on last month's shooting massacre that left 19 students and 2 teachers dead. Several family members made pleas to fire the school district's police chief. No action taken. A local paper posted a photo showing officers outside classrooms where the gunman opened fire. The timestamp showed it was taken almost an hour before they stopped him. Gas prices are down about a penny a gallon from yesterday, but AAA says the average is still a whopping $4.96 a gallon. President Biden says he's considering an 18-cent a gallon gas tax holiday. Massachusetts drivers already pay a 24-cent a gallon tax on top of that.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before these truckers, they just can't afford to do what they're doing.
The president says he'll make a decision by the weekend. Congress would have to approve. Summer officially began almost 2 hours ago, and it's already hotter than July in some parts of the country. CBS meteorologist David Parkinson.
We're going to be seeing the century mark in both St. Louis and Nashville. We'll probably be just shy of it in Chicago. And then even as far north as Detroit, we're probably at 97 degrees at the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, probably 93 or 94 degrees.
A Japanese court has upheld a ban on same-sex marriages. Lucy Kraft is in Tokyo.
This decision comes despite an earlier court ruling favoring same-gender unions. Recent surveys have found most Japanese now support same-sex marriage, and hundreds of localities offer partnership certificates to LGBTQ couples.
This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing limited license law 56 and US for access. Not open 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
If you're fed up with cable news, it's time for Greta Van Susteren. Greta is back with the real news on Newsmax. Tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight to watch The Record with Greta Van Susteren and our new lineup with Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable systems and streaming platforms. Or download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Watch Greta Van Susteren tonight. Make the switch to Newsmax. It's real news for real people.
A prized possession sets a record.
A Nobel Prize hits the auction block.
All right.
And the Nobel Peace Prize that Russian journalist Dmitry Muratov was auctioning off to raise money for Ukrainian child refugees has shattered a record at $103.5 million. Muratov, who was awarded the gold medal in October 2021, helped found an independent Russian newspaper and was the publication's editor-in-chief when it shut down in March amid the Kremlin's clampdown on journalists in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Dave Chappelle surprised the packed house at the Duke Ellington School of the Arts in Washington, D.C. last night when he announced the student theater would not bear his name as planned. He explained he turned them down after students blasted him when he visited in November over his controversial Netflix special. He says the criticism hurt. The closer sparked outrage over his remarks about trans people. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Who's that? Heck of a shot. Oh, that's Jeremy Oden. You mean always toting Jeremy Oden? Oh! Yeah, that's the one. Always toting Jeremy Oden. Dang, he's busted every click so far. Well, that's what Jeremy Oden does. Real efficient. Kind of the way he runs the Public Service Commission. Shooting down higher energy prices and busting up Biden's socialist agenda. Oh! That's why he's always right? Trump knows he'll take aim at Biden's Green New Deal. Always fighting for Alabama jobs, for Alabama families, and putting American energy first.
Most
Sounds like I'll be voting for always toting Jeremy Oden. Yes, sir. Alabama's best shot.
Paid political advertisement. Jeremy H. Oden, P.O. Box 9, Eva, Alabama.
Oh!
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medi-Share works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Stacking Benjamins with Joe and his good friend OG not only has great financial insight, it's laid back with humor too.
Joe and his gang.
I'm going to a wedding here in just about a month, so I'm looking for a gift about $100. And there was like a meat thermometer.
I know Al said earlier that cash and gifts, there's no difference.
If you're so inclined, we have everything we need already. Why don't you help us pay for our honeymoon?
But don't you think that maybe that is a honeymoon aid?
Stacking Benjamins. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack.
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
The heat continues to build back today. Temperatures in the upper 90s in most spots. Some locations may hit 100. Sunshine, some afternoon clouds mixed in. We'll call it partly cloudy with a light breeze. The humidity noticeable but not oppressive, so the heat index won't be much above the actual temperature. 73, partly cloudy tonight. And for Wednesday, 103. Plenty of sunshine.
Put your hand on my
shoulder. That's your First Alert Forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send anyone on an alternate route. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Greenville. No problems on Highway 80 or 14 coming in from Selma and 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Still carrying light traffic. No money down and your good credit gets you any vehicle on the lot at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter. Cars, trucks, SUVs, it's all at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. A deadly crash in Chambers County. A sheriff's deputy at just 24 years old died after a crash yesterday. It happened on Chambers County Road 278, about 5 miles south of Roanoke. Authorities say Jamar Abel lost control of his patrol vehicle during a police chase. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is now investigating. Today is primary election day in Alabama. Republican voters will choose between Mo Brooks and Katie Britt for the U.S. Senate race, and Wes Allen and Jim Ziegler for the Secretary of State nomination. On the Democratic side, voters will choose between Yolanda Flowers and Malika Sanders-Fortier to go against Governor Kay Ivey in November. If you're driving right now, listen up. Authorities want to remind everyone that the time between Memorial Day and Labor Day is considered the 100 deadliest days on the road for teens, saying they see a 21% spike in teen deaths during this time. I'm Jasmine Williams, your morning headline.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hi, I'm Brent Woodall, and I'm running for Public Service Commission Place 1. I'm running for this office because the incumbent, who has been there for almost a decade, has failed to eliminate the hidden tax at the PSC. A lot of people don't know about the tax that ratepayers of the utilities pay on their utility bills. My opponent didn't even know about it until he heard me talk about it.
Yeah,
that's because he spends so much time at resorts on junkets outside Alabama. If he were at the office more, he might learn a lot about what goes on at the PSC. I'm a conservative. I've been a member of 2 Republican executive committees in Alabama. Chaired a Young Republicans chapter, was the state treasurer of the Young Republicans, and in 2016, I was a delegate for President Donald Trump at the Republican National Convention. I hope you agree with me that it's wrong to make people pay a tax on their utility bill. I'll get rid of that tax, but I need your help. Vote Brent Woodall on June 21st for Public Service Commission Place 1.
Paid for by the committee to elect Brent Woodall, P.O. Box 740-594, Tuscumbia, Alabama.
Here in the South, we know a thing or two about summer heat. So when it comes to outdoor projects, you need equipment that's fast, durable, and easy to use. At SunSouth, that's exactly what you get with quality John Deere equipment ready to tackle any project that comes your way. And owning a John Deere is easy with 0% financing available on most models. So you'll beat the heat and you'll save money. To find the John Deere that's right for you, come see us at SunSouth. Equipment
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Monday morning.
Something costs less.
Well, actually, it's
but people
Tuesday
are
morning,
happier
actually,
with it. That sounds like
Feels
something
like
to look
Monday
into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare.
PT time. You gotta do PT today.
$500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Now you can hear me live every afternoon. It all starts at 2, and it's all happening right here on News Radio 14 live every afternoon. It all starts at 2, and it's all happening right here on News Radio 14 live.
Well.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does not.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama, and all the rest of the world. What a great day it is to be alive. Good morning. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440 on your AM dial, or newsradio1440.com, on our app, News Radio 1440, or tell Alexa to hit us up in Alabama on News Radio 1440. Good morning to you. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high. A word that'll, change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning to you. It is June the 21st, 2022 AD. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, God Fights for Us. The scripture insight today comes from Psalms 91, 1 through 10. But Psalms 91 and 4 says, God will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, it is June the 21st, 2022 AD. It is a day that has never been, and I guarantee it, you won't ever see this day again. It is a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to come back and undo all the things that you do this day. And more importantly, you don't get a chance to do all the things that you should have done this day. So whatever it is that you do with this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day. And if you've lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many days. And if we're blessed and given the grace of God and a lot of mercy thrown in and forgiveness, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should not be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, when you can, reach back and give somebody else a helping hand while you can, for as long as you can, until you can't. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living and no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live life, you shall always be successful, or you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give out if you must. Rest if you can. But you never quit. You never, ever give up. Because quitters don't win. And while winners may fail at a thing or two, we all do. You'll never be a failure as long as you don't give up. So never quit. Never, ever quit. Don't ever give up. And remember this, just because it's raining, it doesn't mean that the sun isn't shining someplace. Good morning to you, Montgomery. It is a great day to be alive.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. The reading for today, titled God Fights For Us, was written by Marvin Williams. A Colorado mother proved she would stop at nothing to protect her child. Her 5-year-old son was playing outside when she heard him screaming. She rushed outside, and to her horror, she saw that her son had an unexpected playmate, a mountain lion. The large cat was on top of her son, with his head in its mouth. The mother summoned her inner mama, Grizzly, to fight off the lion and pry open its jaws to rescue her son. This mother's heroic actions remind us of how motherhood is used in Scripture to illustrate God's tenacious love and protection for his children. God tenderly cared for and comforted his people as a mother eagle cares for her young. Also, like a mother who could never forget a nursing child with whom she had built an inseparable bond, God would never forget his people nor forever withhold compassion from them. Finally, like a mother bird offering protective cover under her wings for baby birds, God would cover his people with his feathers, and his faithfulness would be their shield and rampart. Sometimes we feel alone, forgotten, and trapped in the grips of all kinds of spiritual predators. May God help us remember that he compassionately cares, comforts, and fights for us. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is taken from Psalm 91, verses 1 through 10. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely he will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say, the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you. No disaster will come near your tent. Now let's pray. Heavenly Father, as baby birds find protection under their mother's wings, may we find refuge under the shield of your faithfulness. And it's in your name that we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. My name is Wes Ward, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Okay, you've heard the word. Now it's time to get up with the birds. Time to go to work. All right, Juno, take it away. Airborne.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta be.
Time to rise and shine, people. Airborne. Every day we run to the sun. Not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knee. Oh, yeah. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans.
Nothing to eat but a can of beans.
The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Oh, yeah. You know darn well that you can't eat that.
Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta be.
Gotta be. Rough and tough. Airborne all the way. When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, needs a breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight.
All the way airborne, airborne.
Oh, yeah. It's Tuesday morning, election day. Time to rise and shine. Driving on in the drizzling rain. Well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light. Come on now. Oh.
Airborne, airborne, all the way.
Driving on, driving on, all the way. Airborne, airborne, all the way. Driving on, driving on.
Here we go.
Here we I go?
All the way.
All the way.
Gotta be.
Rough and tough, airborne. All the way. Now it's time for PT. All right, who's calling cadence this morning? Sergeant Smith? All right then. You'll be the NCOIC this morning for. Here we go. Can't sit up. Oh, here we go. Run a little, run some more. Oh, yeah. Oh, when your left foot strikes the ground. Well, I want to hear a clapping sound. Oh, PT, good for you, good for you. Oh, all the way. Get up, and good. Gonna run to Hollywood, and where dynamite. Woo. Hey, in the rear, keep it tight, in the middle, just right, in the front, rock steady, rough and ready, 80 deuce, here we go, 80 deuce, airborne, lean and me, rough and tough, hey you, how you feel, feeling good, all right, dynamite, feeling good, motivated, dedicated, wanna be airborne, airborne. Woo! Okay, enough of that. Okay, enough of all that running stuff, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And now, we pay homage to armed forces of these United States of America. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. And let's not forget Space Force. Also, the Montgomery Sanitation Department, the only people up besides the police when I come to work this morning. They're out there doing their job. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys out there. And the Montgomery Maintenance Department, the Montgomery Sheriff Department. Good morning, Sheriff Cunningham. And don't forget to say good morning to His Honor the Mayor, Stephen Reed. Hey, if you got to kiss up, you got to kiss up to the big wig. No sense kissing small. And good morning. This is the United States Air Force, whose motto is aim high. Don't you wish everybody did? Well, it depends on what they're aiming at, I guess. And good morning, Maxwell and Gunner. It's time to rise and shine. I know you guys get to drive the shiny airplanes and stuff, but you still in the military, right? Okay, that's what I'm saying. The United States Navy, whose motto is anchors away. That's good, because you can't go no place with an anchor dragging you down. There's a message in there for somebody. Also, good morning to the Montgomery Fire Department. Good morning to all the ambulance drivers. And listen, folks, I don't know what's wrong with some of you guys. When an ambulance gets behind you and it got its light on, that means move the hell over, okay? To the right, not to the left. Come on now. And that's even if you're coming the opposite direction. I just want to tell you that's what the law says. I'm just telling you. I just thought, because looking at some of you guys, you stop in the middle of the stupid road. Come on now. You got to redo driver's licenses. The United States Marine Corps, whose motto is Semper Fidelis. But that was too difficult for the Marines to say, so they just said, let's cut it short. Semper Fi. Well, whether it's Semper Fidelis or Semper Fi, it all means the same thing. Always. Not sometimes, but always faithful. Don't you wish everybody was? Hurrah, Marines, hurrah! And last, but certainly not least, the service branch of service that I had the privilege and the honor to serve with, some of the most storied units in the United States military. Home of the 82nd Airborne, the Ranger Regiment, the Green Berets, 1st Cav, the Big Red One, 8th ID, 9th ID, and all the rest of them. And right up the road where there's Fort Benning, where men say, follow me. Outstanding. And the ones with the wings on, even better. Good morning to you, Fort Benning. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It is such a motivating day today. You know, I mean, every day above ground is better than the ground being above you. I'm just telling you. Every morning I headed to work, right? I had and I passed a graveyard, and now used to be I would just keep my eyes going front, right? Because I didn't really want to see it. But as we get older, we get more wiser. You realize that we all got a home, and most of us will end up one of them places. And so it's better to be thankful that you're still on top of the ground rather than it's on top of you. I do say hi to the folks every morning, although you really can't talk to dead people, but just in case, you just got to give your greeting. They're not here anymore. The Bible says let the dead bury the dead. But, I hope that all those people found peace and they all had a great, decent life. It's been rough for some and not as rough for others. But either way, we all have our burdens that we have borne in this life. And that is why it is so important, when you can, to do something for somebody else, because you never know what people are going through. Good morning to you. All right, now I do have an audio presentation this morning, so we'll take this break. We'll come back. I got something from TD Jakes. That's my man. Okay, I used to didn't like TD Jakes because they spent too much time begging for money all the time, but he does have a repertoire of things that he teaches that I find encouraging. All right, so let's take a break. We'll be back. Uno momento. Anything else we got going on? Anything else at all? Okay. Is it still Millennial Week? Is it still Millennial Week? Yes, it is. Okay. I can't get over it. I saw another millennial this weekend say something that was stupid. Okay, that was crazy. I don't know where they get that thinking from, but they got it. Now this millennial happened to have my last name, so I'm kind of confused. But we'll be back. It is a great day to be alive. Yes, it is. Good morning to you. Oh!
Gotta love millennials. Gotta love millennials. She posts lots of selfies on her Instagram.
Sponsored by Blindster. Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
The heat continues to build back today. Temperatures in the upper 90s in most spots.
Morning, Matthews.
100. Sunshine, some afternoon clouds mixed in. We'll call it partly cloudy with a light breeze. The humidity noticeable but not oppressive, so the heat index won't be much above the actual temperature. 73, partly cloudy tonight. And for Wednesday, 103. Plenty of sunshine. 103 again on Thursday, partly cloudy. No chance of rain through Friday.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. Your Tuesday morning holds no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area. You keep listening, and we will keep you posted. See Bruce Dean for a new home. It's easier than you think at Jayco Manufactured Homes on Wetumpka Highway. Over 30 homes to choose from on the lot, plus new homes arriving weekly. Jayco Manufactured Homes on Wetumpka Highway. Buckle up. It's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
The development of League of Legends talent saw a major victory this week as Play Versus no longer holds the exclusive rights to sanctioned high school play. The tournament organizer held the monopoly for Scholastic League of Legends tournaments and charged schools $64 per player per season to play, a price that was a barrier to most school programs. Now with the rights leaving Play Versus, high school League of Legends will enter a new era of growth.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
The City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs is calling all creative minds. The department exists
I
to
don't know
engage,
what to
enlighten, and elevate a diverse, inclusive cultural arts community. They're committed to strengthening and showcasing organizational and individual cultural endeavors in our hometown. To advance this cause, they're seeking individual artists, artisans, advocacy groups, schools, and avid patrons of the arts. If this is you, visit montgomeryal.gov and click on the Cultural Affairs page to register to be part of Montgomery's creative community.
Here's a question for you. Why is it that some people aren't as stressed out about the future as you'd think they'd be? Answer: they're probably among the millions of Americans who have prepared themselves with emergency food storage from My Patriot Supply. If the worst ever happens, literally millions of American families are already protected from dealing with empty store shelves. Is yours? If not, go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now and grab some emergency food kits, at least one for each member of your family. These kits give you a wide variety of delicious meals that average over 2,000 calories per day. Everything stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage. Order your kits now by going to MyPatriotSupply.com. Your order will ship fast and arrive discreetly in unmarked boxes. Listen, this is something you need to jump on now before the next news headline stuns the world. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Is your foot pain becoming a hassle? Can't get through a workday without pain? Can't go shopping without limping down the aisles? I'm Dr. Brian Killey, a board-certified podiatrist with specialized training in endoscopic procedures for heel pain and neuromas. Most diagnostic procedures can be performed right in the office, saving you the time and trouble of going from place to place. So don't run around town to fix your feet. Call me at 265-7585 for an appointment. That's 265-7585. Serving Montgomery, Greenville, and surrounding areas for over a decade. Follow us on Facebook or visit us on the web at www.greenvillefootcare.com, where doctors' profiles, directions to the office, hours of operation, and new patient paperwork are all just a click away. You can also find useful information on common foot conditions and services that we provide. I'm Dr. Brian Killey with Greenville Foot Care. Happy feet, start here.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing Dr. Alderson and the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
President Trump is endorsing Katie Britt for the United States Senate, and he wants you to get out to vote on June 21st. Katie Britt is tough as nails on illegal immigration. She's a pro-life mother of two, and she's a conservative tax cutter who knows how to create jobs for hardworking Alabamians.
I'm Katie Britt, and I am honored to be endorsed by President Trump. From day one, I've been fighting for his America First agenda. I fought to put pro-life conservatives on the Supreme Court, pass Trump's tax cuts, and I fought to build the wall. As Alabama Senator, I'll take on the Biden liberals and
Everybody's
fight
gotta take
every
a
day
selfie
for
every
our
once in a while.
Christian conservative values that make America great.
On June 21st, vote for Christian conservative Katie Britt. She's endorsed by President Trump, and she puts America first.
I'm Katie Britt, and I approve this message, and I would be honored to earn your vote.
Paid for by Britt for Alabama, Inc.
This is the Sean Hannity Show. Join me every afternoon at 2 right here on News Radio 1440.
And here we go, 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 here we go. All right, next up, we got a little TD Jakes for you this morning. Something to motivate you. Hopefully it'll motivate you. It won't depress you or anything like that. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope that they find you well. And again, remember this, it is a great day to be alive, and it's better to be on top of the ground than the ground on top of you. Don't forget, our show has been brought to you this morning by JL Lane Truck and Auto. You need a good car? I can't think of a better place to do it. Online inventory, so you can check all the cars, buy here, pay here cars, and all of these cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues, okay? Past a rigorous inspection process. So if you are ready to ride, go to 208 Gun Road or call them 272-4313, okay? And if they don't have what you're looking for, ask for Steve. I'm pretty sure he'll find it for you. Okay, 272-4313. But go to JLLaneTruckandAuto.com, and you'll see at the top of the page, you will see the inventory. And I personally will tell you what that inventory is sometime this morning, so you can sit there at home and say, well, I need to be riding in that right now. And then that'll motivate you to get up and go down there and buy it. Okay, I'm just saying. So again, JL Lane Truck and Auto, JLLaneTruckandAuto.com. And truck and auto means A-N-D, not the little ampersand. Okay, I'm just telling you. Anyway, next up is TD and a word for you. We'll be back.
Discouragement can creep in secretly, hide behind clothes, makeup, hairdos. Discouragement is so bold that it will even hide behind a smile and tell you life is not worth living. If you listen at discouragement, it will cause you to make bad decisions. It will cause you to think that life is not worth living. And secretly, behind closed doors, the facade of a smile and a good morning and a praise the Lord and a how are you, you will wonder if you're ever going to get out of what you're into. There are moments that try the human soul. Amen. So violently and so perplexing that if the truth were told, all of us have had moments that we wanted to throw up our hands and walk away. Don't make a permanent decision over a temporary circumstance. He says, don't allow a moment of agony to make you draw a conclusion about life prematurely. You can't get to the destination just because you want it, just because you saw it, just because you like it, just because you need it. In fact, we are often tormented by vision. If you don't like where you're at, don't worry about it. It's just a step. You don't like how you feel right now? Stop crying. It's just a step. Don't deviate. Don't procrastinate. Don't become frustrated. All you have to do to win this battle is stay on track. You can't judge your life by where you are in this moment. Do you not know that where you are will pass? What you're worried about will pass. Don't you understand that one day you're going to look back and laugh at the thing that kept you up all night? Don't you understand that it's not nearly as major as you thought it was? You can live without your house. You can live without your car. You can live without your friend. You can live without your husband. You can live without your wife. I measure the value of a man by how hard he presses.
Well,
and how you can determine who you're fighting. By how hard they press. How hard you press tells me how hard you hit. You can be all big and muscle bound and still not have no force behind your punch.
Well,
force, kinetic energy, energy in motion. You can't have energy sitting. Energy is measured by motion. That's why the devil wants you to sit. Sit down.
Yeah.
Shut up. And feel sorry for yourself. You ought to blow the devil's mind this morning. Just when you think he got you down, you ought to shock him and press. You better not start crying on the steps. You better not give up on the steps. You better not collapse on the steps. They will find you on the steps. If you lay down, they'll run over top of you on the steps. I don't care whether it's sunshine or rain, pleasure or pain. When you get up in the morning, put your pants on and press.
Press on. Press on. Don't quit, baby. Don't give up. Can't do that. Quitters don't win. And winners don't quit. Press on. Press on. Press on. Quitters don't win and winners never quit. He said, don't make a permanent decision based on a temporary situation. Okay, I couldn't have said it better myself. Me and TD got something in common. We got so much sense, we ought to sell some of it. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. Now, you know what's up next, right? The lessons of life. We got the lessons of life and the word of the day. Now, this is good stuff this morning. Good stuff. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Okay, I'm just telling you. Anyway, good morning to you. It's a Tuesday morning. I thought, and it's an election runoff day, as a matter of fact. We got a couple of things on the Republicans. Got more on the Republican side than we got on the Democratic side. I think that in Montgomery, the only Democratic fight, only Democratic runoff there is between Yolanda Flowers and Miss Sanders Fortier, Malika, I think that's her name, Hank Sanders' daughter, who decided to run for state senate. Governor. Hank is going to try to get his old seat back. There's a young guy, 32 years old. I think it's time for youth. I really do. I think. Hank Sanders may be a great guy. And what I get to that. But one of Hank Sanders' biggest complaints is that the guy had 9 jobs in 9 years. Well, that means he wasn't satisfied. Okay, Hank had a job for 35 years, and he's talking about I know the system. Yeah, we know that's our problem. All of you guys know the system. But at the end of the day, Selma doesn't look any better off for it. The black belt, from what I can tell, don't look up for it. Maybe it's time for something new. Hank is 80. Love him. But it's time for young folk. 32-year-old, yeah. I'm 9 jobs, 9 years, that means he wasn't satisfied. The problem with us sometimes as human beings, we become satisfied. Maybe it's time for a guy who don't sit still. Who don't say, well, that's the status quo. I'm just saying, it might be time for some young folks. Now 32 is a little young, but if he's educated, smart, articulate, right on, and got some wisdom, I'm good. I can handle that. I don't have a problem. Anyway, good morning to you. We'll talk about all that election stuff later on. Anyway, first of all, good morning to you. It is the 21st day of June, believe it or not. It's almost July again. Let's see. And it is a great day to be alive, no matter what you go through, okay? The only bad day is the one you miss. And depending on how you're living, it may not be that bad after all. Anyway, lessons of life. The word of the day is cryptic. CRYPTIC. That's Charlie, Romeo, Yankee, Papa, Tango, India, and Charlie. Okay? Cryptic. Cryptic refers to something difficult to understand that has or seems to have a hidden, ambiguous meaning. So that would be me. I'm cryptic. Okay, I'm just saying, because I'm kind of difficult to understand, because most of my words have cryptic meaning. But you got to be really, 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 really smart to figure out some of the things I say. Okay, I'm just saying. So keep working at it, and the crypticness of me will come to you as we move along. Okay? But here's the most important thing today, and the lesson of life. The lesson of life today is this. Now, you know, human beings have short memories, don't we? We do. I didn't say y'all. I said we. We got short memories because we have like when we talk about young folks, you know. Well, give you for instance. The other day, the president fell off his bike. Now I've seen a whole lot of people why you know, and I'm not a Biden fan, right? A whole lot of people, he fell off his bike. Well, listen, a couple years ago, I'm going down the street with Zarel. I fall off the bike because I tried to jump a curb with the bike. Didn't work out for me. Okay. Thank God I drank a lot of milk, didn't break no bones or anything, or bust my head on the curb. But you know what? It happens. If you ride a bike, sooner or later, you're going to fall. Matter of fact, what was impressive about him is that he actually at 80 years old is still riding a bike. I'm good. I don't like the guy's policies. Don't really like him that much either. But come on, we can't beat the guy up over everything. Come on now. We all the fella. If you've been on a bike, you fell off one. You wasn't 80 when you did it, but I feel you. You know. But the fact that he was actually on the bike impressed the hell out of me. I thought he was, So he's not physically. Doesn't seem to be in that bad a shape. Mentally, that's a whole different conversation. But anyway, so here is the lesson of life today. Never be too quick to judge harshly. Because if God judged you today, harshly today, where would the rest of your life, what would the rest of your life look like? Again, don't be quick to judge harshly. Because if God judged us harshly today, I think the rest of our lives will look kind of tough. I'm just saying, mete out judgment if you have to judge people, okay, with compassion and with trying to employ understanding of people. Because we really don't know what people are going through or what they have been through in order to judge them that harshly. I'm just saying, we might want to think about that the next time okay, I'm not going to judge Biden too harshly. I'm only judging his policies, not him, because we all got faults. Good morning to you. It is June the 21st. It is the 172nd day. Believe it or not, there are only 193 days left in this year. It was on this day, in 1964, civil rights workers Michael H. Scribner, Andrew Goodman, and James E. Chaney were slain in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Their bodies were found buried in an eastern dam 6 weeks later. 41 years later, on this day, in 2005, Edgar Ray Killen, a 80-year-old now former KKK Klansman, was found guilty of manslaughter. He was sentenced to 60 years in prison, but he died in 2018. The year was 1788. The United States Constitution went into effect as New Hampshire became the 9th state to ratify it. In 1942, on this day, German forces led by, no sense me killing his name, Colonel General somebody, Erwin Rommel. Oh, Rommel. Yeah, that's Rommel. Okay. Captured the Libyan town of Tobruk during World War II. Rommel was promoted to the rank of field marshal, and Tobruk was retaken by the Allies in November of that same year. The year was 1943. Army Nurse Lieutenant Edith Greenwood became the first woman to receive the Soldier's Medal for showing heroism during a fire at a military hospital in Yuma. Arizona. In 1954, the American Cancer Society presented a study to the American Medical Association meeting in San Francisco, which found that men who regularly smoked cigarettes died at a considerably higher rate than non-smokers. The year was 1963. Cardinal Giovanni Battista Motti was chosen during a conclave of his fellow cardinals to succeed the late Pope John the 23rd. The new pope took the name of Paul the 5th. 1973, I hope I got that right. I never have been good at Roman numerals. I mean, I know what 10 is, right? That's the X. I don't know what the V and the I is for. Was that 4? Or is that 6? I can't remember. It's one of those numbers. 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court in Miller versus California ruled that states may ban materials found to be obscene according to local standards. In California? Is there anything obscene in California? In 1977, Menachem Begin of the Likud bloc became Israel's 6th prime minister. In 1982, on this day, a jury in Washington, D.C. found John Hinckley Jr. not guilty by reason of insanity in the shooting of President Ronald Reagan and 3 other men. The year was 1989. A sharply divided Supreme Court ruled that burning the American flag as a form of political protest was protected by the First Amendment. And you know what? I agree with them. I mean, if it gets to the point you cannot criticize your own government, then we no longer have a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. We don't like the flag being burned, stepped all on and stuff like that. We don't. But it can take it. Old Glory has been through a lot of changes. So when I see people, when I see people doing that to the flag, I just write them off as low intellect, okay, and don't quite understand what the flag stands for. But I think they got every right to burn it, step on, whatever they want to do, okay, whatever they want to do. That's up to them. We live in a nation where you have the right to protest your government in any form fit, as long as it's not destructive, okay. Anyway, 1997, the WNBA made its debut in New York City. New York Liberty defeated the host Los Angeles Sparks 67-57. Does anybody really watch WNBA? I don't. I mean, really? Does anybody watch it? I guess a bunch of women watch it, I guess. You know, I don't. Of course, now if they wear them short pants like they used to wear, who knows? They might get me back. But them long pants look like men's pants. They don't do nothing for me. Anyway, 2002, one of the worst wildfires in Arizona history grew up to 128,000 acres, forcing thousands of homeowners near the community of Sholo to flee. All right, moving right along. In the year 2010, a Pakistan-born U.S. citizen pleaded guilty to charges of plotting a failed car bombing in New York's Times Square. His name was Shahzad, was later sentenced to life in prison. And it was 10 years ago, the Food and Drug Administration announced that the cigarette packs in the U.S. would have to carry a macabre image included rotting teeth and gums, diseased lungs, and sewn up corpses, a smoker as part of a graphic campaign aimed at discouraging Americans from lighting up. Don't y'all know all y'all do is make people want to buy more? That don't work on Americans. Y'all must think this is another country or something. Matter of fact, they're looking and say, whoa, that's what's going to happen to me, huh? Okay, 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, however many years ago, Hillary Clinton, during a visit to the battleground state of Ohio, said Donald Trump, 6 years ago, would send the U.S. economy back into recession. Whoop. Well, she had that right. It was just the wrong guy in the White House when she said it. Okay, a couple years ago, and initially a peaceful protest in Portland, Oregon, against racial injustice turned violent. Nobody ever paid for that, okay? As police used flashbang grenades to disperse demonstrators throwing bottles, cans, and rocks at sheriff deputies. And spectators in Raleigh, North Carolina, cheered as work crews finished a job started by protesters to remove a Confederate statue from atop a 75-foot monument. You know, now I will check. Okay, I don't have time. I'll tell you this when I get back. Because I had a chance to talk to my good friend of EJI, Brian Stevenson, a couple weeks ago inside Chappie's Deli. And he said something to me. Well, I'll tell you what he said when I come back. We'll see.
SFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. A deadly crash in Chambers County. A sheriff's deputy at just 24 years old died after a crash yesterday. It happened on Chambers County Road 278, about 5 miles south of Roanoke. Authorities say Jamar Abel lost control of his patrol vehicle during a police chase. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is now investigating. Today is primary election day in Alabama. Republican voters will choose between Mo Brooks and Katie Britt for the U.S. Senate race, and Wes Allen and Jim Ziegler for the Secretary of State nomination. On the Democratic side, voters will choose between Yolanda Flowers and Malika Sanders-Fortier to go against Governor Kay Ivey in November. If you're driving right now, listen up. Authorities want to remind everyone that the time between Memorial Day and Labor Day is considered the 100 deadliest days on the road for teens, saying they see a 21% spike in teen deaths during this time. I'm Jasmine Williams at your morning headline.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. Lawmakers' fourth public hearing on the January 6th attack is later today. You'll hear from 3 Republican election officials. 2 of them say former President Trump called them directly to try to convince them to overturn the 2020 results. Correspondent Scott McFarland is on Capitol Hill.
Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger had this call with Trump.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Arizona State House Speaker Rusty Bowers says he was called by Trump and Rudy Giuliani in November 2020, urging him to change the state's electors.
You can catch the hearing live on CBS News at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. This is the first day parents can have their children under the age of 5 vaccinated against COVID. CBS's Matt Piper.
An estimated 18 million babies, toddlers, and preschoolers are now eligible, though recent polling shows less than 20% of parents will have their kids vaccinated right away.
This dad says he'll be among them.
Anything you can do to kind of give them that little extra boost is totally worth it.
Starting today, border officials can block or seize products linked to forced labor in one country. CBS's Vicki Barker is at the foreign desk.
Fashion brands will have to be able to show none of the cotton they use came from the part of China where up to 1 million ethnic Uyghurs have been detained in forced labor camps. Failure to do so would see the goods impounded at the U.S. border and the brands fined up to $250,000.
President Biden says he's considering a federal gas tax holiday to bring prices down by 18 cents a gallon. This driver is skeptical.
The gas tax, from what I understand, is revenue that we use to keep the highways up and stuff like that. So it's, might be temporarily good to have prices go down, but it has a longer term effect too.
Congress would have to approve the break. AAA says the average price for a gallon of regular today is $4.96 a gallon. The latest numbers show Brits are paying almost twice that. It costs more than $120 to fill up an average family car over there. This will be another day of record-breaking heat across a wide swath of the U.S. The forecast calls for a high of 98 in Chicago, 99 in St. Louis, and 97 in Milwaukee. If you're a pet parent, Minneapolis vet Maggie Libman says,
I would definitely recommend, if your dog does not have to go outside for long periods of time, keep them inside.
Kellogg says it's splitting itself in 3.
Just follow me to Burger Fry.
The board's approved a plan to create separate cereal, snack, and plant-based food companies and move its corporate headquarters to Chicago. Dow futures up 400. This is CBS News.
The World News Roundup is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing limit license all 50 states and all listings were accessed at over 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
If you're fed up
up with cable news. It's time for Greta Van Susteren. Greta is back with the real news on Newsmax. Tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight to watch The Record with Greta Van Susteren and our new lineup with Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, and more. Newsmax is on all major cable systems and streaming platforms. Or download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Watch Greta Van Susteren tonight. Make the switch to Newsmax. It's real news for real people.
There's an advisory for pet owners.
Freshpet is recalling some of its dog food over possible salmonella contamination. The recall affects Freshpet's select fresh from the kitchen home-cooked chicken recipe with a sell date by October 29th of this year. The company says a lot of the food was supposed to be destroyed, but some of it was sold at Walmart and Target stores in several states. Still no word on how many dogs were affected, but experts say if your pet ate this, call your vet. Salmonella can affect animals the same way it affects humans. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
It's here. The first day of summer officially began a few hours ago when the North Pole tilted its closest to the sun. The summer solstice is the day with the most daylight, but don't you call it the longest day. Each day has 24 hours, no matter the season. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Hi, I'm Brent Woodall, and I'm running for Public Service Commission Place 1. I'm running for this office because the incumbent, who has been there for almost a decade, has failed to eliminate the hidden tax at the PSC. A lot of people don't know about the tax that ratepayers of the utilities pay on their utility bills. My opponent didn't even know about it until he heard me talk about it. Maybe that's because he spent so much time at resorts on junkets outside Alabama. If he were at the office more, he might learn a lot about what goes on at the PSC. I'm a conservative. I've been a member of 2 Republican executive committees in Alabama. Chaired a Young Republicans chapter, was the state treasurer of the Young Republicans, and in 2016, I was a
those young Republicans are old Republicans.
at the Republican National Convention. I hope you agree with me that it's wrong to make people pay a tax on their utility bill. I'll get rid of that tax, but I need your help. Vote Brent Woodall on June 21st for Public Service Commission Place 1.
Paid for by the committee to elect Brent Woodall, P.O. Box 740594, Tuscumbia, Alabama.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired a monster truck driver to deliver pizza.
And the neighbors are going wild. You can hear that engine from a mile away, Fran.
And he's foregoing the driveway and heading right up the lawn and over the azaleas. What a power move.
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
With 6-foot tires and a roll cage, this pizza guy could quite literally crush the competition.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
Hey, hear me at my new time right here on the same great station. It's all happening every afternoon at 2, right here on News Radio 1440.
Local coffee shop, sporting a man facial hair.
And good morning, Mr. Cunningham, my 94-year-old listener out there, still hanging with us? You know, if I was absolutely sure that I was going to make it to 95, I'd open up a can of whip ass on somebody. But since I'm not sure, no sense going before my time. I'm just saying, if I was sure, though, some of y'all be in trouble. Okay, then. Okay, excuse that word for a second. Okay, excuse that. Okay, good. I don't normally say those kind of things, but I said that for emphasis, you know. Yeah, okay, don't worry about it. All right, then. Good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well, finds you feeling good. Man, it's a great day to be alive. Any day above ground better than a day of grounds above you. Good morning. And thank God that you're not a millennial, okay? And one more thing. Don't forget the sponsor of our show, J.O. Lane Truck and Auto, or you can go to jlanetruckandauto.com. They got online inventory. You need a car. You need a good car. Well, you can buy there, pay there. Cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues. They have passed a rigorous inspection process. I'm telling you, if you're ready to ride, go to 208 Gun Road or give them a call, 272-4313. I'm going to give you, next hour, I'm going to give you the inventory so you can see what they got. Now, you know, somebody, because my magical mouth, a lot of the cars, you know, they're leaving kind of fast. So I'm just telling you, you might want to get over there quickly Okay. Now ask for Steve. Okay. 334-272-4313. And don't worry about your credit and all that stuff. You know, you can buy there, you can pay there, and because we all family. Okay, we all everybody in Montgomery related to each other, some kind of way. Okay, some kind of way. All right, so I'm just saying. So JL Lane Truck and Auto or jllanetruckandauto.com. All right. So good morning to you. Oh, and I got to tell you about Men's Health, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit here. Men's Health. Yeah, I went over there, got my tea checked, and my tea is good. Okay, tea is good. We got high tea, low tea, and sweet tea. Which one do you have? I'm just saying. Well, I'll tell you about mine a little later on, because the Men's Health place over there on Woodbury is a great place. Great place. Nice folks in there too. Yeah, and they got some fine women up in there. So let's put it this way: if you go in there and you can't get your libido up, something wrong with you. You better hurry up, and get over there quick. I'm just trying to tell you. Anyway, what else is going on today? It's election day. Well, it's runoff day. It's not election day. I don't anticipate a lot of people will. I don't anticipate a lot of people will be voting today, but I hope they do. Mo Brooks and Katie Britt, you know, one of the big ticket items, since there's no Democrat ran. So whoever wins this runoff, for all intents and purposes, is the next senator of the great state, federal senator of the great state of Alabama. I don't know why Democrat didn't run. At least make it competitive. 860-1440 is the number you want to give us a call. Let me talk to you. Now, let me tell you what Brian Stevenson told me the other day. And I never had thought about it. I never thought about it because I was just so tired of hearing about monuments here and Confederates there. I didn't really care. I didn't really care whether those things were up or not. However, he did give me a different perspective. And if you listen to what he told me and what he said, it made sense. Okay. Now, me, since I've been here, I've always been hearing about the Robert E. Lee statue, the other statues of the Confederate generals. Was Ulysses S. Grant was he a Confederate or the other guy, the Union? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. We're talking about the Confederate heroes today of the past. And he looked at me and he said, I said, well, you know, I really don't care. They're just brick and mortar. But he did make a point. And what was the point that he made that has stuck with me from that day? He said, you cannot go to Germany. I know, I've been there, lived there for almost 2 years. You cannot go to Germany and find any statues of Hitler. You don't find any schools, okay, named after Hitler. Because Hitler was a bad guy. And the Nazis did bad things. Now, had they won, history would have probably been whitewashed and told a different perspective of what happened. I'm only coming to you from the Juneteenth thing, and you know, so I've actually changed my mind. Okay, I really have. Now, I don't personally care who your hero is. I don't. That's between you and him and the good Lord. Whoever you want to make a hero is up to you. But again, what would people in Germany think right now if there were everywhere you went, there was a statue of Hitler or the Nazis? It would not leave a good taste in your mouth, especially since you're lost. It would not leave a great taste in your mouth. Now, and I know. I've heard this story since I've been, well, the war wasn't about slavery. Well, you know, if you want to be intellectually disingenuous, I guess you can say that, but slavery had something to do with it. Okay. It was part, you know, an apple pie has more than apples in it. But you can't take away the apples and say it's apple pie. Okay. Now you can take away the salt, the cinnamon, but you can't take away the apples and still call it apple pie. You can take away all that other stuff. It would just taste bad, but it would still be apple pie. And so you can't have slavery as a, and then I'm gonna be done with this, as a product of Southern culture, and then said, yeah, but it's really not about that. So to Brian Stevenson, even though I haven't been down to those places yet, because I think sometimes we spend too much time back in the past, but I got to give the guy some credit. You know, that probably was the most common sense thing that I've heard anybody dealing with this issue has ever said to me. And he's absolutely right. So, Brian, kudos to you. You can't go to Germany and find statues of Hitler. Okay, you won't find any schools in Germany, or Deutschland, as we call it, named Hitler. Okay, you just won't see. So why do we, as Americans, have this love affair with a group that lost? Well, especially down south. Is it that the I don't know. Why would we? I mean, we're the only place in the world, I think, that celebrate the losers, except on the football field. Okay, on the football field, nobody gets celebrated when they lose. But for some reason, in the South, we celebrate the Confederates and they lost, and they still celebrating too. Maybe they think another uprising is coming. I don't know. But I love you anyway. Don't get me wrong. I still love you. Still my brothers and my sisters. So it's not that big a deal. Well, it is a big deal, but not that big a deal. Anyway, good morning to you. The president falls off his bike. So what? He's still alive. So we're good to go. Again, I'm not beating the guy up for falling off the bike. I fell off the bike many times. Okay, me and Z was riding down the road one day, and I was like 59, something like that, and I fell off that bike because I tried to jump a curb. So we gonna get up. Let's talk about his policy. His policies suck. Okay, but falling off a bike, it's no big deal. Okay, everybody, if you've ever ridden a bike, you have fallen off one. Okay, no big deal. 860-1440. Is it time for both parties to bring in some youth? And I'm good with youth as long as they're smart. You know, as long as they're smart, and as long as they have some sense and have some semblance of an education, I'm all good for. It's time for young folks to take over. It really is. I mean, now how young is young? How young is too young? I do not know. But I think the guy, 32 years old in Selma, he should beat Hank Sanders. He should. And bless Hank. He was around when things were tough. I'm good. But it's time to move on from the past. It really is. And let's put somebody, with energy and somebody that has new ideas. Because the old ideas ain't helping anybody. At least it's not helping the people that it's supposed to help. Good morning. Who's this? Yes.
On top of that, they tied Robert E. Lee's birthday with Martin Luther King. They gave the first thing.
I thought they'd done away with that because a couple of weeks ago they celebrated Robert E. Lee. Yeah.
At one time they were doing it the same day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
What was that all about?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to challenge your couple of callers here.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Steve and Mr. Curmudgeon and Mr. Savior and Mr. Bud.
Yeah.
Why haven't we heard these so-called Republicans and conservatives talk about the replacement of Obamacare? I mean, the last president was in office. He said that he was going to replace it with a nice little,
So why you keep bringing up that old history? I mean, but there's nobody in America that. Wait a minute. There's nobody in America that needs insurance that can't get it.
That's not what I'm talking about.
It doesn't make any difference what you call it. There's nobody in America that can't get it if they need it. The government insurance things are still there. Yeah.
They had a big problem with Obamacare. They said they're going to repeal it.
Okay.
They did most of that, damn it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I put it back in place, but they tried to basically destroy it all.
Okay. Well, there were some bad things about it. There were some bad things about it, though.
If you got pre-existing exemptions, they support to take care of that too.
Well, let me ask you a question. Hold, let me ask you a question. You have a car, and you want to sell your car to a dealer, but the engine is gone. You think he's gonna buy it? No, pre-existing. You got a pre-existing. Wait. You got a pre-existing problem with your car, but you want to sell it to me and get full value for it. Which you think they're gonna buy it? No. Okay, Trump's not in the White House anymore. The guy, your guy is in. Because we still have illegal people flooding our gates. So the wall is still relevant. I know, but I'm not. I mean, yeah. Nobody who needs insurance, they can get. We got Medicare for the old folks and Medicaid for poor people. Because that's dead news. Yeah.
Okay, my point is that they talked about the same Obamacare, but they said they're going to replace it with a better one. During this whole election thing, nobody talked about the health care they were going to replace.
We got Medicare and Medicaid. What else you want?
That's not what they said. They said they were going to.
It's the same thing. We got Medicaid and Medicaid. We got the same thing. We do. We got some for old people and some for poor people. What else you want? That's what what else do you need? What else you need? Old folks like me, we got a little something called Medicare, Medicaid for poor folks. And then I realize middle class, sometimes they get screwed, but sometimes it happens. Good morning. Yes, Ed.
How you doing this morning?
I'm fine.
God told Moses, God told Joshua, and God told Nehemiah that the Lord will fight for you. The Lord will fight. I will never do it. I got God fight with me. I don't have to fight you or no one else. Or nobody else. Fight is right and your will. God will fight for you. Oh, that's great. You got all you got to do, hold your feet and keep hands. God see all, God know, God know all. And God love everybody, and you should love God. I'm gonna keep saying that because people don't want to hear. They always fight with me. But it is strange to hear about Moses. Some people want to fight with Moses. This is what God did. This is something I read over and over and over and over. God ain't with those people. He buried those people, Karen, alive. He buried those people alive. He rolled up the ground and put those people there and told the ground, cover them up. He buried those people alive. So you don't play with God. This is not playing with God, my friends. You go for flight tonight, and whoever. You be careful who you messing with, Kevin. I should be careful who I'm messing with. Because God see all, and know. Have a good day, my friend.
All right there, Mr. Ed. Let me see who's next there. All right there. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning.
Yes.
You want to know who it is?
I know who it is, but turn your radio down or something. I'm getting an echo from you.
Well,
Ed?
McCoy.
Okay.
Nikola Tesla. They invented something back in the day that is still in operation. At one time, if you purchased almost anything, they would say, is that the real McCoy? Nikola Tesla worked for Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison believed in direct current. Nikola Tesla believed in alternating current.
Mm-hmm.
And he could shoot electricity through the air, and that helped Dakota do the radio, Marconi to do the radio thing. The remote to turn your TV on and off, your garage door. Huh?
Okay. I said, okay, you tell it.
Mm-hmm. Build anything to be destroyed, to mess up.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good information. Is that it? Okay, that's good information. I can live with that. Anyway, we'll be right back. Also, the new incoming superintendent, I believe, is in Montgomery now. So hopefully I've been trying to get an interview with him to come on the air with us before he takes over that job. But I know he came to town. He doesn't actually take over until July the 1st. I had some interesting conversation with folks online about some people trying to ask the question, what should be his number one priority? And I had my suggestion on the Montgomery School Facebook page. Of course, got into argument with people, that's fine. They're just not as bright as I am. Anyway, we'll be back. 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call. Love to talk to you. Whatever on your mind. Again, our show brought to you by JL Lane Truck and Auto. Or go to jllanetruckandauto.com. Check out the inventory. 272-4313. Buy here. Pay here. No sense going through all that credit stuff, okay? They'll take care of you. We'll be back. Oh, the number. 272-4313. I'll tell you some of the cars that got for sale next hour. Good morning.
First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Lowe's. Sign up for Lowe's MVP's Pro Rewards and Partnership Program and get exclusive rewards to help level up your business. Program subject to terms and conditions, valid through 12/31/22. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty terms subject to change.
The heat continues to build back today. Temperatures in the upper 90s in most spots. Some locations may hit 100. Sunshine, some afternoon clouds mixed in. We'll call it partly cloudy with a light breeze. The humidity noticeable but not oppressive, so the heat index won't be much above the actual temperature. 73, partly cloudy tonight. And for Wednesday, 103. Plenty of sunshine. 103 again on Thursday, partly cloudy. No chance of rain through Friday.
That's your First Alert Forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. The good news continues this Tuesday morning. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send anyone on an alternate route. Taking a look at your traffic flow map here in the Tri-County area. No big slowdowns. That's always good news. Keep listening. We will keep you posted. Your home is worth more now than ever before. So get those special projects started. Call the A-Team at MCS Wetumpka for a cash-out refinance or equity loan. MCS 567-9000. NMLS 232-876. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes. But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, and now you can hear me live every afternoon. It all starts at 2, and it's all happening right here on News Radio 1440.
Another Guardian Credit Union store.
Hey, are we trimming the same as usual?
Yeah.
How's your baby girl doing?
She's great, but with 3 kids, we really need more space.
You should check out Guardian Credit. We got a home equity line of credit from Guardian to finish our baby. They have low rates and a great team that's easy to work with.
Really?
Yeah, our mom got a Guardian home loan to buy her house. They refinanced too.
Thanks. I'll check them out.
Connect with Guardian for all your lending needs.
Ben here with Just Blinds in Prattville, and I want to remind you we are so much more than just blinds. We are timeless beauty and plantation shutters. Complement your style with custom draperies and curtains. Just Blinds also offers the best of American-made wood blinds and Roman and woven wood shades. And Just Blinds is here to help you make the best selections in motorization and smart home options, and take advantage of free in-store professional design help. Visit Just Blinds in Prattville today or online at gojustblinds.com.
Oh! Who's that? Heck of a shot. Oh, that's Jeremy Oden. You mean always toting Jeremy Oden?
Always toting Odin.
Yeah, that's the one. Always toting Jeremy Oden. Dang, he's busted every click so far. Well, that's what Jeremy Oden does. Real efficient. Kind of the way he runs the Public Service Commission. Shooting down higher energy prices and busting up Biden's socialist agenda. Oh! Ah, that's why he's always toting. Yep. Handpicked by Trump, right? Trump knows he'll take aim at Biden's Green New Deal. Always fighting for Alabama jobs, lowering costs for Alabama families, and putting American energy first. Heck, sounds like I'll be voting for always toting. Jeremy Oden, yes sir. Alabama's best shot.
Paid political advertisement. Jeremy H. Oden, Bill Box 9, Eva, Alabama.
Oh!
Your local radio stations are here for you. No subscriptions or monthly fees necessary. We're here to give you the news, weather, and traffic you need, and the music you love. But if the foreign-owned record labels get their way, it could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money, simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text LOCAL to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing Dr. Alderson and the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Dr. Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I've been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized
Morning, Mr. Radio.
erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663, or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Have you thought about who you'll support in the Senate runoff on June 21st? I just can't vote for Mo Brooks. It seems like he can't go 5 minutes without attacking President Trump. I'm a no on Mo.
Trump attacked
He
him.
let us down by abandoning President Trump and his America First agenda. And don't even get me started on Mo's record of backing tax increases. So what do you think about Katie Britt? Oh, I know that President Trump has endorsed Katie. Trump called her an incredible fighter for the people of Alabama. That's what Alabama needs in the Senate. Someone who will fight for us. And Katie Britt is a true conservative.
Sure she
President
is.
Trump says she's a
Sure
fearless America
she
First
is.
warrior. Katie's got my vote in the June 21st runoff. If President Trump stands with Katie Britt, then I do too. Alabama Christian Conservatives is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by the Alabama Christian Conservatives. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AlabamaChristians.com.
It's Dan Bongino, every weekday from 2 till 5 p.m. right here on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Depend on it. Okay. And good morning. Well, let me shut up and go back to the telephone. Let me see who is here. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Did you get one of my texts there about the prison guy?
Can't see that I did. What number did you text it to? 241-9998? Probably not, because I don't see it. Okay.
I will send it to that one. But anyway, I got you lined up. If you'll give the man a call,
He will get you in, let you see it firsthand, and he will also discuss any points that you need for him to discuss with you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate. See, when you got the juice. See, I just got a little juice, but you got the juice. I mean, I got grapefruit juice. You got orange juice. I mean, orange juice. More people like that than they do grapefruit juice. So I thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, see, that's why the Indians revere their elders. They got that experience and that history.
Right. But we don't have orange juice. We got grapefruit juice. That's okay though. Yeah, that's all right. So what else on your mind?
When you look up with the new school superintendent, ask him what his plans are for this school year, because we got 30 plus schools, and we only got 3 police officers to go in schools.
Really? Well, I thought they had their own. Doesn't the school system have their own force, their own? Or is all that from the city?
Well, the school, you're talking about school security. You're talking
about
different from law enforcement.
Oh, right. Okay.
Stand opposed to the school and handle arrest issues or any other problems that come up. But anyway, just check it out and see what they're gonna do. But anyway, Dr. Duke opened the door.
Yes, he did.
I'm glad he did. And we all know one of the great political lies of all time was that your health care insurance won't go up.
Right.
But he's absolutely right. The Republicans and the Democrats won't focus on problems that need to be fixed, because they're too busy feeding this trough, getting their families and their friends and everybody connected to them with more money, and worrying about bathroom issues.
Oh yeah.
Worrying about all that other stuff, the UFOs. They're wasting all that time right now studying UFOs.
No, wait a minute. Now, UFOs is kind of important. I like to know if there's somebody else out there. I mean, that's important.
Well, if you take that first drink, chase it
okay.
in the backyard and do the hoochie coochie and spin around a couple of times, you'll see a UFO. I promise.
Okay. Well, all right.
And you probably had somebody from the news come out there and interview you and ask you what it looked like.
Yeah. Well, I won't remember probably. Yeah. So.
But anyway, he's right. They can't fix legitimate things because of all this other crap that they worry about. I mean, it's like right now, the country's burning down, and they're worrying about. And it's the same thing when COVID hit. They were so, just focused on Trump. They couldn't focus. They wouldn't even go to the meetings they had about it. So, I mean, he's right. And closing out, one thing you said this morning you started out, you talked about the guy in Germany that they don't, they did away with all that stuff because they don't want to be associated with it.
Right.
Which I follow that logic. I mean, that's a great concept. But I think the Democratic Party should do the same thing. Because I'm sure in Germany they changed the name from the National Socialist German Party, which were the Nazis. They got away from that. Well, the Democrats need to get away from the Democratic Party because it's the party that it nurtured the white knights of the Ku Klux Klan. It nurtured all of the segregationists and racists. In as late as 2010, they had the Grand Cyclops of the Ku Klux Klan in Congress.
Oh yeah, Strom Thurmond.
Bird.
Oh, that's right. Bird. Yeah. You got a point there.
So they need to change the name of the Democratic Party to maybe the National Socialist People Party or something. But I mean, how can you say you need to change all this stuff in this country and still fly the banner that was born out of all
now you listen, when you make a point that's a good point, you and I'm just still trying to figure out how in the world that a group of people attach themselves to a party that victimized them throughout its history. I don't, over and over again.
It's not like 20, 30, 40 years ago. 2010, they had the grand cyclops of the Ku Klux Klan in Congress. And all the buddies with him, he was going to all the functions. So it seems like that they would want to change the name of that and start fresh.
Now that is a perspective that I think, but they won't do it because they know, and let's just tell the truth. Most people who are Democrats out of tradition. They never really thought for themselves. They never really thought about any other alternatives. They've been a Democrat since the day they was born. They'll be one when they die because their mama and daddy was one. And
I was one of them.
Yeah.
My mama was, and I was one of them.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
As Dr. Red Duke said, I saw the light.
I saw the light. Okay. You too. Now who can argue with that? Huh? That was reason and logic right there. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Brother White.
Yes, Brother White. How you doing?
Good, man. I was just calling to give you an update on the High Tech Academy, man.
Okay.
We've had some great participation from our young people. We've got about 12 to 15 teenagers that are coming on a consistent basis, and we've had speakers from Dell Corporation, the vice president of Dell showed up, and we've had people to come and talk about cybersecurity and to talk about technology in solving crime from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. So, man, we're really moving forward, and want to thank you for allowing me to come on and talk, and for your support, and to really encourage Montgomery, especially the educators, to do what we can to expose our young people to as much as possible. One of our teenagers, he got hired actually from one of the IT people that came to do a presentation. So
wow.
He got hired on the spot because he was a cartoonist, and he showed the guy some of his cartoons, drawings and so forth. And so he enrolled him in, because corporations have their own schools now.
Right.
So he enrolled him as a teenager in the school, and his parents and everything looked over the contract, and so now he's an employee, and so he's getting a nice salary, and just for showing up at the High Tech Academy. So when you have people interacting with young people that can write the check or make the decisions, the catalyst tends to be there. So we've even gotten, because Kevin, I didn't know that IT was as philosophical as it was, and a lot of the logic and reason is a big part of what you do, and in the coding and in the computer language, the if-then language, is basically the foundation,
right,
the way computers operate.
Right.
We had a whole day of, we didn't touch a computer, we didn't touch, anything, mechanical, and we just sat there and had these deep philosophical conversations, that were led by these people. And it really was a breakthrough, because a lot of our kids, they're super smart. That part of the problem is that they're not in environments that encourage them, to expound upon what they know. And, that's something that we've got to change. So, Kevin, I just want to thank you for allowing me.
Is that going on today too? Or, because I know Monday we were off, so it's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday?
Right. We're not going today because our church is a vote precinct.
Oh, okay.
They're going to be voted, but we will go full blast tomorrow. And Charles Bonner, who is a civil rights attorney, has agreed to be our wrap-up speaker on the 28th at 6:30 at our church.
Okay.
And, he was a foot soldier in the Selma Montgomery movement, and he wrote a book on his experience. He's a civil rights attorney. Well, but Kevin, what we're doing is we are avataring the different civil rights personalities.
Mm-hmm.
So, they'll be able to give speeches through the virtual world, and the students are designing their images and stuff. So
okay.
It's real interesting, Kevin, and thank you, man.
All right. Appreciate it. It is 7:42 in the morning. Just in case you got to be there by 7:30, you're late. Good morning. Yes.
This is for our friend Mr. Ed briefly, Kevin.
Mhm.
I hear him say that God see all and knows all and hear all. Now, in the New Testament, I'm not going to tell him the chapter, the verse. The Heavenly Father said he turned a blind eye to unholy acts. Obviously, he turned a deaf ear to unholy acts. So now God knows all, but Mr. Ed calling make a fool of himself every moment. God does not see all, and he does not hear all. It's not that he can't. You understand? The bottom line is, now see, if you want to get rid of Mr. Ed for real, now he mentioned Nehemiah and Moses. Moses, everybody knew about Moses. Nehemiah, Ed don't know nothing about that man. Sometimes when you call, just stop and dialogue with him a little bit. You just sit there and be quiet. That's that, you know, when you call in, Kevin, ask him a few questions. Was Nehemiah always a man of God? Was Moses always a man of God? I love Mr. Ed. He's an old man. Like we have a lot of old people in our area. But see, they're not like Mr. Ed. You have a lot of people from all over the United States travel through Alabama Bay. And can you imagine somebody from Indianapolis, or perhaps even South Bend, come to the South and they hear Ed? Nobody's trying to help him. People's calling because, well, he's this and that. The bottom line is Ed is retired, Kevin. He have all the time in the world to educate himself. When he call you again, ask him about Nehemiah. See you later.
Okay, then. Outstanding. You know what? Anyway. Okay, then. Yeah, but I am so glad that Dr. White and them put together this technology class for a couple of weeks during this time. And we're introducing some of these kids to things that they, most of them are interested to begin with. That's why they are there. But boy, it sure opens up a world to them that, and one guy gets a job just by showing up. Ooh, that's good stuff. Good morning. Okay, you see. Okay, now Ed's gonna swear him down. That wasn't Ed. Wait, now Ed's gonna. That wasn't me. Okay, all right then. But anyway, see, Ed just that was it. Okay, okay. I mean, anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. If you want to give us a call, love to talk to you. Whatever on your mind. Hope you had a great Juneteenth, a great Juneteenth celebration. If you know, a lot of people. I had a man tell me yesterday. He said, I didn't know anything about Juneteenth until this year because it's been a holiday that a lot of folks don't. Well, they just never really paid much attention to it. Okay, now the Supreme Court this week is going to come out with hopefully a lot of decisions. Some will be liked, some won't. We do not know if Roe versus Wade will be overturned. I personally think it ought to be. I mean, think about this for a second. We got women in America who are all messed up in the head because we say maybe you ought not kill your children unless unless the life of the mother or the life of the child, you have to do bisectomy, well, not a bisectomy, whatever that thing is that you have when the baby don't come out through the right place. I forgot exactly what they call it, but it's a woman thing, so I don't really have to remember it. But it amazed me that people want to raise hell because you can't kill your children at will. And they even got some states now that let you kill the child up until the 9th month. I mean, wow, what? Who would ever believe? Okay, abortion rights supporters, which recently demonstrated outside the Supreme Court in May after a draft leaked saying that the conservative justices would soon overturn Roe versus Wade. I mean, they went crazy. I mean, what is this still America? Okay. Anyway, there's going to be some gun legislation that's going to come out. You know, I've often wondered this when it comes to guns, and here's one of my issues. How can the police walk around carrying guns to protect themselves from criminals and affecting law enforcement, but you do not let your citizens protect themselves? Now that right there is sort of, and New York and Chicago, one of the dumbest places, because Chicago folks get killed for sport. But you cannot, okay, wait a minute. You cannot, okay, protect your own self. You gotta wait till the police get there. By that time, you're dead and shot. I don't know. I mean, I thought all citizens of this country had basically the same rights, and the Second Amendment is for everybody. I don't know. I don't get it. Good morning. Who's this? Say what? Ed, we know that was you. Okay, you got the only voice. You got the only voice like yours in the city of Montgomery. We know that too. Yeah. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Well, I already gave you a minute because if you just start calling back, somebody else will call back. I just decided just to put up with you for the time being. Anyway, now let's go to a conversation that I had yesterday because the new superintendent's coming in, and everybody was asking on the Facebook group, what are some of the top priorities that the new superintendent should, first of all, deal with upon his taking of the office of school superintendent? And of course, I had to put down my thing. I had to put down my thing. Now, and again, one of the things that I think we really need to get rid of stupid looking haircuts in public school. And then, of course, women, as I knew it was going to happen, women on, I call this is my Facebook theater piece today. And women came out the wazoo. What do you call a stupid hairdo? Well, first of all, if you walk into school and the first thing we notice is your stupid hairdo, that's a bad hairdo, okay? Because from that point on, for the rest of the day, nobody's going to look at you as a possibly articulate, a possibly smart student. We're going to look at you as a clown. That's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at you as a clown. Now, ladies, we love you. But there's a reason why. And I know that school is not the military. But there's a reason why one of the first things we do in the military is cut people's hair. You know why that is? Because it gives us a uniformity in that environment. We got enough things to worry about. And not only that, it makes sure you don't have lice and all kind of things in your hair. But if you want people to take your child seriously and want to teach them, you want them taught so they don't become the spectacle or the odd man out in school, in your school, then you ought to have them a Now, somebody said, well, what about Afro? I wore Afro in school. I mean, I wore an Afro, but we had standards that we had to meet even with the Afro. Most people wore the Afro in the 70s were women. A lot of guys didn't. But again, we need uniformity in our schools. Again, if the first thing that a teacher sees, they got this one hairdo now where you got, you look like Mickey Mouse or something. You got a big old thing sticking up in the top of your head, wait a minute, and a big old something sticking on the side of your head, sticking out like an idiot. And you really believe that your child is there to get a great education, making a spectacle of themselves. Now, women, they always got this thing. This is why our school systems in America are all screwed up, the ones ran by women. We love you. Not intellectually. I think women actually sometimes a little smarter than men, to tell you the truth. I think they have natural intelligence, but here's what they do not have. They don't have disciplinary bones. I ain't talking about beating your kid when he does something wrong. I'm talking about for the long haul. They are nurturers. That is the way God made them. That's why he gave two of them. That's why he gave most kids two parents. Okay. One is a tough one is a nurturing one. Okay. And if you go to any school, you can pick out the troublemakers, often by the way they dress and by the way they look. You can pick them out. And you just know. Secondarily, Montgomery Public School System has a dress code that nobody follows. Matter of fact, the only person that followed at my son's school was my son. Okay, they got a dress code saying you must wear your shirt inside your pants and wear a belt. Okay, but here's how they get around it. So they don't wear we got people coming to school with pants that are 3 times too big, shirts that are 4 times too big, and you come to school that way. You lend that kind of atmosphere lends itself to disruption. Okay, it lends itself to disruption. Okay, why would you, as a parent, allow your child to come to school with pants 3 sizes too big and shirts 4 sizes too big and no belt? And then when you buy them a belt, the belt's too big. I mean, we need some common sense in our school system. We just need some common sense. Okay, we just need some common sense. So that's one of the things. Okay, and this is just not. This is for all students. One thing, I wouldn't let kids wear them long black coats to school either. Them long black. It's 90 degrees outside. You show up with a long black coat. Why in the world would you let somebody wear a long black coat, knowing they can have all kinds of things in the coat? No, I wouldn't do that either. Okay, wouldn't do that. Okay, wouldn't let them. We got a lot of kids that like to wear that black stuff all over, right? All over their eyes and all that. Okay, they look like idiots too. Okay. Again, there needs to be a uniformity in school. Okay, because when you show up to school looking like a clown, people are going to look at you all day long like you're a clown. And teachers just put up with it because they don't want the hassle of putting up with your idiotic parents who come to school raising hell because we want your child to look like somebody. Okay, they have given up on that. Okay, but the first thing people notice about you is your hair. Okay, if that's the first thing people notice about you is your hair, and not in a positive way, you're going to have a rough day. Okay, I mean, we have a tendency. Let me put it this way: how many of you folks act the same way with a suit on as you do with blue jeans on? I don't. That suit costs some money, so we're not going to get on the ground and go underneath the car with a 3-piece suit on already. No, we're not, because that's our Sunday go to meeting clothes. Well, we ought to think the same way when we send them to school. Okay, treat them like it's their Sunday go to meetings clothes. Okay, because you act the way you look. Okay, you just act the way you look. Okay, and it lends itself to a chaotic environment. We allow one child, and we need a reform school. Yeah. We need a school where we put the troublemakers and the idiots. Okay, not idiot by intellect, idiot by action. Okay, we need a place to put those kids. But some parents say, well, my child got an IEP. My child, okay, he got ADHD. Wait a minute, no, well, let me stop it. No, he's got ODD. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see a child in public school, not Montgomery, that is throwing chairs around in the classroom, and nobody is stopping him. Because evidently he's got an IEP or ODD or ADHD. You go to my Facebook page, Kevin, and you'll see it. It's a shame and a disgrace. Okay? Shame and a disgrace that we've gotten to the point in America now where we let kids run things rather than we run things. But you go there and see, and it's coming to us. As a matter of fact, it's already at a school in Montgomery. And we give them a diagnosis and we let them do whatever it is they want to do, because not only is the kid crazy, but the parents are too. Okay, so I guess they decide to put up with the crazy kid rather than put up. Okay, and a BELT would take care of ADHD all day long, but we won't do that because we know you got a problem at home. You know your daddy ain't there, and your mama working overtime, and they just can't. I know. We make all kinds of excuses, except. And the kids that accomplish things don't come to school looking like idiots. They don't. Okay, I'm just saying. Y'all might want to You might want to look that up, what I'm telling you. All right. So anyway, so those are a couple of things. Oh, and the number one thing that the new superintendent can do is eliminate phones from the classroom. Eliminate them. Let them put them in their locker, and if you bring it to school in that classroom, you ought to have it taken. Anyway, gotta take a break. Anybody disagree? You're welcome to call me 860-1440. When I come back, we'll be back.
WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. A deadly crash in Chambers County. A sheriff's deputy at just 24 years old died after a crash yesterday. It happened on Chambers County Road 278, about 5 miles south of Roanoke. Authorities say Jamar Abel lost control of his patrol vehicle during a police chase. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is now investigating. Today is primary election day in Alabama. Republican voters will choose between Mo Brooks and Katie Britt for the U.S. Senate race, and Wes Allen and Jim Ziegler for the Secretary of State nomination. On the Democratic side, voters will choose between Yolanda Flowers and Malika Sanders-Fortier to go against Governor Kay Ivey. If you're driving right now, listen up. I want to remind everyone that the time between Memorial Day and Labor Day is considered the 100 deadliest days on the road for teens, saying they see a 21% spike in deaths during this time. I'm Jasmine Williams at your morning headline.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Fabric Life Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez in New York. The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack holds another public hearing today. Correspondent Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill.
The fourth hearing of the House Committee investigating January 6th will focus on former President Trump's efforts to pressure state election officials into overturning the 2020 election.
4 witnesses are expected to testify and give details about death threats they say they received linked to Mr. Trump's false claims. You can catch the hearing live on CBS News beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern. Pediatricians are ready to begin vaccinating kids under 5 against COVID today. Vanderbilt University's Dr. William Schaffner is in favor.
It's important to get children vaccinated. Children are less seriously affected, but that doesn't mean zero. Over 20,000 children have been hospitalized.
Fewer than 20% of parents say they'll get their young children vaxxed right away. Pediatricians are being urged to pay closer attention to little patients' mental health. CBS's Astrid Martinez.
The American Academy of Pediatrics is now recommending screenings for depression and suicide risk at children's well visits. It's part of the AAP's updated schedule for preventive care.
The Uvalde, Texas School Board heard testimony from emotional and frustrated community members last night. Correspondent Jim Crisula.
Some 200 people attended the meeting, including families of the 19 students and 2 teachers murdered at Robb Elementary School nearly a month ago.
Y'all know what we want. Accountability.
There were demands that School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo be fired. He was the incident commander during the delayed breach into the classroom with the gunman.
A local paper published a photo of armed police in a hallway. The timestamp shows it was taken almost an hour before the shooter was stopped. New data shows U.S. officials are turning away the majority of Afghans who want to enter this country on humanitarian grounds. CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez.
Over 90% of the applications from Afghans for parole that have been adjudicated by the U.S. have been denied.
Fewer than 300 requests have been approved. Water rationing is already in effect in parts of Southern California. Correspondent Steve Futterman says the crisis could spread.
The Interior Department is warning 7 states in the West that there could be major mandatory cuts in water use in the upcoming years. It's all the result of years of drought, combined with climate change and rising water usage.
On this first day of summer, parts of the South and Midwest are expected to sizzle in the high 90s. Heat indices could reach into the triple digits. Dow futures up 385. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Fabric. Parents, cross off life insurance from your to-do list today with affordable term life insurance from Fabric. Apply now risk-free at meetfabric.com/future.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it,
That sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Lots of commuters may be stranded across the pond after last-ditch labor negotiations broke down.
The train not departing for much of anywhere. Britain's bracing for its biggest train strike in 30 years.
Have to wait and see. If there's a train, there's a train. If not, so they'll have to find other way of getting to work. It's a huge inconvenience to people's lives, isn't it?
The union calls it necessary.
We want to protect our members' jobs, we want to protect their conditions, and we need a pay rise.
80% of trains will be cancelled Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, with widespread disruption on the days between. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
A surprise from Beyonce. She dropped a new single at midnight. It's from her 7th studio album, Renaissance, due out July 29th. She tells British Vogue the new LP is music that makes you rise, unites so many on the dance floor. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Here's a question for you. Why is it that some people aren't as stressed out about the future as you'd think they'd be? Answer: they're probably among the millions of Americans who have prepared themselves with emergency food storage from My Patriot Supply. If the worst ever happens, literally millions of American families are already protected from dealing with empty store shelves. Is yours? If not, go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now and grab some emergency food kits, at least one for each member of your family. These kits give you a wide variety of delicious meals that average over 2,000 calories per day. Everything stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage. Order your kits now by going to MyPatriotSupply.com. Your order will ship fast and arrive discreetly in unmarked boxes. Listen, this is something you need to jump on now, before the next news headline stuns the world. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Let me tell you about Mama's Produce in Prattville at Prattville Farm Center on Highway 31. Now open with fresh produce straight off the farm. Chilton County peaches, corn, tomatoes, squash, and more. You'll find it all at Mama's Produce. Open Monday through Saturday at Prattville Farm Center. And did I mention Mama's Produce has those sweet Chilton County peaches? Mama's Produce, Highway 31 at Prattville Farm Center. Knock him out, John.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing Dr. Alderson and the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Okay, let me tell you, our show been brought to you. This hour of our show has been brought to you by JL Lane Truck and Auto. Don't forget to go to jlanetruckandauto.com and truck and auto, and is AND auto.com, and you can check out the inventory. See what they got. Okay, like right now, okay, top of the list, 2014 Jeep Period, a Jeep Patriot Latitude 13.2, 2005 Lexus RX 330. I'm trying to get rid of this one for them now. 12.8, beautiful car. Go by and see it. 2006 Ford F-250, the workhorse of the Fords, 12.5. Moving on right down, 2009 GMC Canyon SLE, only 11. Okay. 2004 Ford F-150, 10.8. I mean, you and on the website you can put how much money you want to spend, and they'll bring up the cars that you would like to have. Like here's one, 2011 Subaru Legacy Premium, 8.5. All kind of cars. They got pictures, and all of these cars have undergone a rigorous inspection. They're not selling you no junk, okay? And don't worry about payment plan, because you buy there, you pay there, okay? Seriously, you do. Okay, so right there in the spot, you can buy it and pay for it, okay? All you got to do is pick up the phone, 272-4313. That's 272-4313, and ask for Steve, okay? And if he don't have it, he'll get it. I'm just telling you, he'll get it. He's the man, okay? I'm just saying, what a great, they've been in business for a long time. Great folks, Mr. Jim Lane over there. They are great folks over there, and they aim to please, okay? So go by, again, go online, look at the inventory. jlanetruckandauto.com, all one word, okay? jlanetruckandauto.com, okay? I'm just saying you might want to go over there and check it out, okay? All right, good for you. Well, let's go to the phone and see who is there right now. Good morning, who's this? I'm doing fine. Who's Brian Anderson? Stevenson. Oh, I don't know what his phone number is. It's EJI. No, Brian Stevenson. Well, we are good friends now. That he is. Well, you got to call him on that one. Well, well, he's certainly educated, so that's a misnomer. He is a lot smarter than I am. Again, listen, that's what Washington D.C. things happen. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how I would know that, since I'm not from Washington D.C. Well, I'm not from Washington D.C., so I didn't. No, I'm not. What? The guy made a. I'm not familiar with that new statue. Yeah. What is it? Oh, so what is the statue of? Listen, I don't have a clue, because I don't know anything. An Afro pig. Really? Okay, I gotta check this out. Yeah, well, power's good. An Afro pig. Okay, I gotta look this up and see if that's true. Well, why is it that you don't believe me? See, that's what I'm saying. Brian Stevenson, yes. Brian Stevenson, yeah. Well, yes, he is. Well, I don't have a lot of phone numbers. I mean, that doesn't make. Oh, sorry about that. I hit the wrong button again. Good morning. Who's this? No, that wasn't the right one. Okay. But anyway, hey, always good to talk to you. All right, moving right along. Good morning. Who's this? Pretty good. Mm-hmm. And we need them. We need some. You're right. Hank Sanders was in office 35 years, and again, listen. I don't know all the nuances of politics, but I know after 35 years, if you didn't get it done, right? If you didn't get it done then, at 80 years old, you're not going to get it done either. So yeah. Yeah, I'll get some fishing or something. Fishing or in. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Because she was going to run for the Senate seat, and she decided to run for governor. So I said, okay. Well, she's got to beat and plus you got Yolanda Flowers who's running against her. The odds are, because of name recognition only, the odds are that Portier is probably going to win that one. But nobody, they're not. Well, I mean, she the one came up here and talked to me. I like her. I think she's a swell lady. Whether or not she can win, we'll see at about 7:00 tonight. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, then they're not going to be Kay Ivey. I mean, that's just not going to happen. But well, that's okay. Hey, appreciate it. You got to take a break. We'll be back. The time on the wall right now says it is. Got a lot of other things to talk about too. And I'm trying my best. Oh, but I did get a number to the to the folks out there at QB and the women. I did get a number to somebody, so we're gonna put us in. And I talked to my representatives about having a meeting with the commissioner. I just think somebody should listen to them folks out there. We just shouldn't put them out there and say forget it because I'm not there. I'm sorry. I don't play that. Homie don't play that. Remember what was the name of that show used to come on with the Winans? Well, I can't think what it is, but it said homie don't play that. But this homie don't play that. Okay, we'll be back.
Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Allstate. Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. And Allstate Better Protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. No major problems or accidents have been reported that would send anyone on an alternate route. Looking at your traffic flow maps, traffic moving smoothly through the Tri-County area. Keep listening. We will keep you posted. Summertime fun begins at Midtown Plaza. Shop Verizon, then eat at Hunan Garden or American Deli. Midtown Plaza and Street off of I-85, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
How many of you don't know that with every gallon of gasoline, you pay 18.3 cents to the federal government? Why are we paying 18.3 cents to the federal government on top of all the other taxes we pay? The 40% income tax we pay, then the capital gains tax. If you invest that money, make a profit, and they take another bite at the apple. And then God forbid you die with some money left over, then they're going to take half of it even again. It's insanity. And then we get lectured about being greedy, wealthy people in this country. Being wealthy is defined by having anything, because they'll take pretty much anything you got, the gold out of your teeth, I guess, in the end of the day, if they need it. Granholm, it's going to be a tough summer for high gas. But why? It doesn't need to be. That is the whole point.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
All right, it's summer, and if your home project to-do list looks anything like mine, it's pretty long. Stay cool, save up to 40% off site-wide at Blinds.com. With Blinds.com, they have a premium selection of shades, shutters, drapes, and much more. Outdoor shades to transform your deck or your patio. Also, they have live professional design consultation and installation available. Shop at Blinds.com right now. Save up to 40% off site-wide for Father's Day. Up to 40% off at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Okay, open wide. Good to see you've been flossing. What's on your chest? Oh, that's just my lentil soup. It was supposed to be here an hour ago. I'll say it's unprofessional. We should have ordered through EasyCater. Food shows up on time as ordered. Yeah, it really burns me up too. Oh, the soup. Oh, hold my crackers. I'll go get the lead apron.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but EasyCater just does. Food for work on time and as ordered from over 85,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians, don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
It's 8:21 in the morning. All right, let me tell you about one of our other sponsors. That's right, Men's Health. 440-3663 is the number. Now, if you are sluggish, if you're not feeling, you got low energy, you may have a condition we call it because I don't have it, but we call it low T, which means low testosterone. Now, if your testosterone is low, that means you're going to be low. That means that your libido is off, you got no energy, and you're young still. You start losing testosterone once you hit the age of 40. Okay? Unless your name is Kevin Elkins and you're good. But, okay, you can have low T. Now, right now, Montgomery Men's, okay, wants you to come over and have it checked out, because it will change your life. Change your life. I'm just trying to tell you that's what's going to do. Change your life. And all you need to do is pick up that phone, make your appointment, and that number is 334-440-3663. 334-440-3663. So if you feel you got low energy, low libido, you may have low T, low testosterone. That's right. Spend just $99 and change your life. Now remember, when is the last time you spent $99 and had it changed your life? Okay. Remember when you were younger, nobody could top you or stop you. Well, don't you want that feeling back again? you can do anything almost. I mean, don't be crazy. Don't be jumping off buildings, stuff like that. Well, you can get that feeling back. Okay, so give them a call. Check that tea. There are 3 kinds of tea. There's low tea, high tea, and sweet tea. And a couple of those teas we can do something about. The other one, we'll talk to you in private. Okay. Anyway, so give us a call. 440-3663. Okay. Hey, what about that feeling? Nobody can top you or stop you. Well, you can get it back. Okay. 440-3663. Plus included is a PSA test also. Okay. They check that prostate thing. I don't really know what the prostate thing is. I did down there someplace, and they told me mine was good. Okay. So when you look in the dictionary, you look at the word man, you'll see a picture of me. I'm just saying. 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call, love talking to whatever on your mind. Now, I'm going to give you the state of America. I've seen a couple of signs in America, right? I've seen a couple of signs in America. And you know, and we talk about education system, you know we are in trouble when you actually have to put a sign up with words like this on it. Okay? Here's the sign. I saw this. Do not touch. Not only will this kill you, it will hurt the whole time you're dying. Now that would get my attention for sure. But here's one right here. Attention, idiots. There are only 3 reasons to unholster your loaded firearm in this business. You are robbing us. You are shooting the person robbing us. You are a complete incompetent idiot. Please do not unholster a loaded weapon in our store. If you do, the following will apply to each of the above. You will be shot. You will be thanked. You will be treated like an idiot and asked to leave. Now, if you're offended by this message, you can assume that you fall in the 3rd category. Okay. Okay, now here's one. Please do not enter the dangerous area beyond this gate. Got a sign on the gate. Okay. You quite possibly will get hurt. Then you will want to sue us. Then a protracted court battle will ensue, exhausting all of your money and financial resources. And you'll lose because this sign that warned you will be Exhibit 1. Okay? I'm just saying, you know, now here's one. Now, if this don't get your attention, if you run up on this sign right here, and if this does not get your attention, then I don't know what to say for you. Learn to read. Is there life after death? Well, trespass here, and you will find out. Okay, I'm just saying, that's just succinct. Okay? That's just succinct and gets right to the point. Okay? I'm just saying. So it is, you know, it is, we live in a different country now. I mean, when we have to put verbiage on a box of Tide to tell your idiot children not to swallow it because it's not candy, we got a problem. Yeah, we really do got a problem. But we actually have to do that now. We gotta put signs on washing powder so your kids won't eat it. Okay? Okay, I'm just saying. So those are some signs I've ran into lately that I just couldn't, I had to tell you about because, well, it is just an interesting world we live in. 860-1440, this number here when you give us a call, love talking whatever on your mind. So I am looking forward to having a conversation with the new superintendent of schools, you know, and we'll see how that works out. Did you know there's in India has got some interesting things. India has got some interesting things that they have the guy with the most kids, okay, in modern history. Okay, now I don't know if the brother had any help or not, okay, but the boy got 94 children, 94, and I don't know how many wives he got, but he got a bunch of them. But how can one man have almost 100 children? I mean, in modern days, okay? I'm just saying, 94. I mean, no sense even giving the guy child support. I mean, how you gonna take care of him unless you live on a farm? You know, I'm just saying. And yet and still, I mean, 94? 94 children? Who in the hell want to do that? I mean, you'll never get no sleep. But he had about 16 wives, I think. So, okay, I guess that's good. That's over in India. Another inmate has died at the East Wing Correctional Facility. It's like you get the death penalty in Alabama prisons, whether you got the death penalty by court or not. Okay, authorities are investigating the death of a 46-year-old man in East Wing Correctional Facility in Clio, or is that Clio? Okay, on June the 8th. Also, there was another killing last week. Okay, now here's a story that I am ambivalent about because I really don't know what to think about this. You know, there are two guys from Alabama, well, one guy from Alabama that went to Ukraine. He went to Ukraine to help the Ukrainians. And they got caught, the Russians got. And they will not be treated as what do you call it, combatants in a war, because they're not from there. They don't have, so they are treating them like mercenaries. And right now, it's a possibility that they will be shot at a firing squad. Now, I don't really know. Anyway, a guy named Andy Tynuk knew he might not come back, so the 27-year-old former Marine drew up a will, said goodbye to his fiancee, and left Hartselle, Alabama, in April to help Ukrainians repel Russian forces. The same month, not far away, a former soldier from Tuscaloosa, Army Staff Sergeant Alexander Druki, a 39-year-old Iraq war veteran, had deliberated for a month before deciding to pack his gear and head to Ukraine. Now I've thought about a lot of things. Okay, I admire these two guys for one or two things. I admired them, and then I said, how idiotic can that be? I admired people who want to help people. But it's not your fight. And maybe, we as Americans, we've always been the people who are willing to go in harm's way to help the downtrodden. And I'm with you on that. That's what we used to be. I'm just trying to figure out, would you do it? If you're a soldier out there, former soldier out there, would you lace up your boots, grab your rucksack, grab your boots, and run to Ukraine to help fight an enemy that has not really done anything to you? That is I don't know if these are the two bravest guys I've ever known or the two biggest fools that have wore a uniform. I don't know. Because you have to admire them for wanting to help, because I feel bad about what's going on over there. You wake up, one morning you're cooking breakfast for your family, the next morning bombs coming on your house. I realize that. But what happens to all the people that are over there, their neighbors that are willing to help, if they are willing to help? So, and these guys will not be entitled to the protections are treated as prisoners of war, because they left our country, went to Ukraine, and fight an enemy of Ukraine. But the Russians right now, one of the spokesmen for Putin said they're not going to be treated like prisoners of war. And the prisoners of war have certain rights under the Geneva Convention, and that these two guys won't have. And there's a possibility that they are going to be executed. I mean, you do that for your family, but I don't know. Would you do it? You got the soldiers out there? Would you do it? 860-1440. I mean, really? Would you? I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. But they were hardened. They were battle-hardened people. One of the guys I know was in Iraq, but he was in Iraq as a U.S. soldier. And had he been called, he would have been at least theoretically given the given the privilege that are prisoners of war and the rights of prisoners of war. These guys are not going to get anything. You know. So I don't know. I don't know. And we all heard about the 70-year-old who I guess gone crazy and shot 3 people dead in a church. He was an occasional attendee at 70 years old. Okay, now it looked like they whooped him up pretty good when they put him in the car. He got a big old black eye. He deserved that black eye. Robert Finley Smith. Vestavia police have now released the identity of the man charged in a fatal shooting at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church that left 3 people dead. People say 70-year-old Robert Finlay, L-A-Y, Smith is charged with 3 counts of capital murder. And now they have him in custody. Now here's a question that bothered me all weekend long. And it's I don't know if it's a rhetorical question, but it is a question that I have fought with. We see what's happening in churches around America. So if the evil guy can't get you in Walmart, he can't get you, he's just gonna come to church and whack people. Should we allow, and I think it's legal to have guns in church right now, but, and I've fought with this, if God is in charge, maybe somebody can give me the right answer. If God is in charge, which I believe he is, isn't it an insult to God to bring guns into the church? You know, I could understand maybe having a guard outside, but should we have people in our church packing? Now we won't know. I guess it'll be sort of like a air marshal on an airplane. Nobody knows who's packing. But is that, I don't know, is that an insult to God to say, God, you can't take care of us, so I'm gonna bring my own peace? You know, I don't know. Then again, God gave us the brains to use common sense and do things like, I don't know. I am torn with that issue. 860-1440. Isn't it insult to God for everybody to carry a gun to church? I mean, really? Is it? I don't know. But a 70-year-old guy who, the last guy in town you think would be doing things like this, you know, goes into the church and kills people. Maybe if somebody had a gun, they could have took him out. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. 17 years old. Just goes to show you that stupid and evil is not just for young folks. Okay? 17 years old. And they're probably going to tell us that he had a mental breakdown or that he's got some sort of issue that he just, you know, I'm tired of hearing these issues. I'm tired of hearing about these mental issues, because how come there's not a mental issue that makes you go to the bank and give all your money to people who need it? How come we don't have that kind of mental issue? The only issue we got is people doing evil things. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to buy he had a mental issue. Go to the bank, grab all your money, and sit on the corner and give everybody some money. Okay? That's the kind of issue I can get with. Okay? I'm just saying. But they never seem to do that. It's always something evil that these people do. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. And again, from a moral standpoint, are we showing that we have confidence in God by going to church with guns? Okay, well, yeah, right. I mean, he gave us the good sense to know to need to protect ourselves. But if we truly are a church of God and we're trying to do the right thing, don't you think God will look out for us? Well, that's not in the Bible. Okay, that's not in there. Now, in theory, I hear what you're saying, but yeah. What? Yeah. Well, you don't think God would give you a fighting chance? Okay, again, it just it tears. It's an interesting situation. I mean, you say you believe in God, you at church to pray to God and believe in God, but you're not going to trust Him. Right. Right. Okay. All right. Good point. Good point. Logic and reason there. That's a good point. Okay, again, good point. So your answer is God gave us the wherewithal to help protect ourselves. So why not? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Oh, ain't that the truth? Okay. All right. I just thought I'd ask the question. All right. Appreciate it. 860-1440 is your number here. Want to give us a call? Love to talk to you. Whatever on your mind this morning, whether it's a school, whether or not taking guns to church is your thing, or it's an insult to the good Lord to take a gun to church. Maybe not. Yeah. Anyway, good morning. Good morning. Uh-huh. That okay, that's not exactly sitting, but I hear you. Okay, I mean, I now he did say there's a time for war and a time for peace. Okay, so I understand that, but it's all in the correct context. Anyway, let us what time is it? Okay, after a break, we'll be back with the last section of the show. It always has bothered me to take guns into the church. But then again, like the guy just said, we do go to doctors knowing God can heal anything that He wants to. So, and we still do go to church. And we still go to the doctor. Excuse me. Okay. All right then. Well, we'll be back. Uno momento. It is a conflict with me though. Should we do it or should we not? I don't know. We'll be back. Okay.
Chico's Auto Pros, show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Almost 3 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthy. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage, the world's only nose cleaner that helps flush out airborne germs with powered suction. But what do doctors have to say about Navage? Here's Dr. Tonya Farmer, a board-certified ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Most airborne allergens and viruses enter through your nose. When that happens, it can cause congestion and irritation, and that just makes you feel miserable. You can get a cold, you can get flu, sinus infections, or even worse. Flushing your nose with a saline solution is the most effective way to flush all of those dangerous threats out of your nose. So now when patients come in my office, I tell them I highly recommend that you use Navage on a daily basis for overall good health and wellness.
And Navage is all natural and drug-free at Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Hi, I'm Brent Woodall, and I'm running for Public Service Commission Place 1. I'm running for this office because the incumbent, who has been there for almost a decade, has failed to eliminate the hidden tax at the PSC. A lot of people don't know about the tax that ratepayers of the utilities pay on their utility bills. My opponent didn't even know about it until he heard me talk about it. Maybe that's because he spends so much time at resorts on junkets outside Alabama. If he were at the office more, he might learn a lot about what goes on at the PSC. I'm a conservative. I've been a member of 2 Republican executive committees in Alabama. Chaired a Young Republicans chapter, was the state treasurer of the Young Republicans, and in 2016, I was a delegate for President Donald Trump at the Republican National Convention. I hope you agree with me that it's wrong to make people pay a tax on their utility bill. I'll get rid of that tax, but I need your help. Vote Brent Woodall on June 21st for Public Service Commission Place 1.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Brent Woodall, P.O. Box 740594, Tuscumbia, Alabama.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medi-Share works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need: 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
It is 8:46 on this Tuesday morning, the day after Juneteenth. All right, then. You know, I get asked some of the craziest questions by people sometimes. Good morning. Who's this? Hello. That's you. Okay, maybe it ain't you again. I don't want to hang up on him, brother. Okay, then. Well, maybe it's, okay. Are you there? Guess not. All right, then. Good morning. Now, you know the guy that, well, first of all, again, it is election day, runoff day, which means that in the Montgomery, you'll be voting for Britt or Mo Brooks. You know, there are a lot of people. Now, Britt has the money behind her. There's no doubt about it. Britt has the money. But I think Britt's kind of a coward in a way. She went everywhere else in town, but she never came up here to talk to us. Okay? So therefore, I'm going to have to throw my vote to Mo Brooks. At least Mo Brooks comes out and talks to me. He don't come up here too often. Am I really on that early that people can't get up a little early and come on the show? Come on. All you can do in bed is go to sleep. Okay, a couple other things too, but mainly just go to sleep. So you can't get first of all, if you can't get up early enough to come up here, okay, then I don't know if I need you working for me, because you got to get up early when you working for the people. But see, she never came up here. Now Mo Brooks came up. Well, he never came up here either. Actually, he did call in one day, but he didn't come up here either. But I'm gonna, I don't mind the fact that Mo is bombastic sometimes and he's aggressive sometimes. I don't care. I like a guy who's willing to get in there and mix it up. So I'm gonna vote for Mo Brooks. I mean, Katie Britt is suave and got all the money behind her, but I don't know if she's not a member of the apparatus that has screwed us, glued us, and tattooed us for years. I mean, hey, Richard Shelby been up there so long, he kind of reminds me of the guy that was a member of the KKK, not by being a member of the KKK, but Hank staying up there so long you forgot how old you are. So I don't know. But she's been trained by him. She's got the endorsement of all the high muckety mucks. So I'm about to go with Mo Brooks. But I wonder how come a black man can't become senator in Alabama. I'm just wondering. We can't find one qualified to do that job. I mean, it would make sense to me. We got two senators, right? One black, one white, or Hispanic, whoever gets it. But is that the glass ceiling in Alabama? Governor and senator. Is that the glass ceiling? I don't know. It seems to be though. Good morning. Who's this? Where can I? Yeah, but they don't know that. Yeah, we do. Yeah, I'm Kevin Ellis. I can get away with that. I'm going down and vote for Mo. Good morning. Yes.
Why can't a black man or a black woman be the Senate? So when you say something about Shelby was a Democrat.
You probably still won.
No, there were a lot of Muslims up there. They were Democrats. And then they may be like you. They may be Democrat, shotgun, or Republican body. They're just not going to do that. If someone said now, we got a conversation with some people. They said they don't understand all these commercials, all these people, all they talk about shooting. Hey, what kind of message you telling you to you it's a joke. They say care that a woman don't know what a woman has in her purse or pocketbook or whatever. But what kind of message is sending to the other people out there? It's funny now. I mean, have we came to that point in society that you have to have a gun for everything? So I guess it's all right to never cut commercial now and say, but see, this thing is real heavy. I don't like to get it because I don't want a car with none of your phone and everything. Those people, what am I saying? Those people is doing things the past government did wrong. They believe in everything he believes in. I'm not going to try to go into it. I'm not going to try to explain it or talk about it. They can't run on their own. All of them got to run on the big lie. Yeah, but Trump, everybody knew what Trump stood for. And these people continue. You think something. We haven't seen nothing yet.
Well, again though, they screwed that man over. I mean, they just did. 4 years. Claiming he was a Russian spy. I mean, they screwed him over.
But if you look at seen that they going through that. All
Mhm.
Republicans saying, this is what this man did. We was afraid to come out and say it when the
What?
Democrats were saying what they were saying. I'm going to interpret that.
Right.
But he did everything
So-
that the Democrats said and more besides.
So let me ask you a question. Wait. But let me ask you a question then. Then what they were either lying then or they're lying now. Yes. What they lie? She lies. They lie too. They trying to be part of the big game there. Yeah. He had nothing to do with them. No, he didn't.
You may ignore it. You like Fox. Y'all may ignore it. These people saying, look,
Yeah.
he told us to do these things that we
Nah, I haven't heard of any audio where he said go in the Capitol and break in. Yeah. What's that? Right. Show me where he said break into the Capitol. All right. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. They also said the man was a spy for the Russians. He went to Russia. They said they lied. Oh, they lied. They lied. Okay. Okay. Republicans, they part of the machine. Republicans lied too. Hey, but I got to run because I'm running out of time. But Republicans lied too. Good morning. Who's this? Hey, what's wrong with that? They screwed the guy. They screwed. As a matter of fact, but he did not say break. He did not say break into the Capitol. He did not say that. They screwed that. You accuse the president of the United States for 4 years, not one, not two, not three, but 4 of being a Russian agent. You lie on them. You do all kinds of things. I mean, listen. I don't know if I'd have been strong enough to withstand all those lies coming from every place. I just don't know. They lied on them. Okay. I mean, when have you ever known a president of the United States to be accused of being a Russian spy or any kind of spy? I mean, when have you seen that? Never. And we probably did have some that may have some ties to somebody. But I'm just saying, they lied on the guy. I don't like all the things Trump did. You know, I think somebody should have broke his hand so he couldn't write on Twitter. Okay, I'm with you on that. Sometimes his language was bad and coarse, but hell, so mine sometimes. Okay, I didn't like everything the guy does, and I probably wouldn't vote for him this time only because I don't want the headache. I just don't want the headache. But I will say this much: if it comes down to him and Biden, I'll vote for him 2 days a week, 2 times a day, and 3 times on Sunday. Okay, but I'm hoping that the Republican Party can put somebody up that is worthy for president, and has some good sense and puts America first. Give me that, and they got my vote. But if it comes down to it, it's nobody but Biden and Trump. Trump don't get a second term if I had the one to make it happen. But anyway, so much for that. Okay. So anybody want anything else before I go? Okay. Anyway, appreciate it. Also, the teenager that killed the Bramletts, the guy who ran into, Bramlett was the guy who used to be the announcer for the game for Auburn. Evidently, they found him with child pornography. They've charged him with child pornography. Whew. But, and then there's an older guy, somebody in Alabama, who got caught in a child predator. Ain't y'all seen these shows on TV? Okay, where they put a 20-year-old, but she tells them you're 14 years old. What fools are you guys? I'll come meet you. Yeah, I mean, is your mama home? I mean, first of all, if you got to ask somebody if their mama home, then you probably shouldn't be going out with them. Anyway, so much for that. And it's all over. We've had a great day. Then go out and vote for the candidate of your choice. And don't sit home, because two things happen when you don't do nothing. Nothing and everything. So do something, okay? Don't just sit home and start complaining when the election is over. Okay? We'll see.
Your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. A deadly crash in Chambers County. A sheriff's deputy at just 24 years old died after a crash yesterday.